I felt it deep inside, beautiful woman. People are talking me down, beautiful woman. You try to tell me what's right, the road is longer. You turn all gray into white. Oh, and all the things I didn't say, there's wrecking balls inside my brain. Standing tall with all my faith, empty voices in my head, and they will always be around until I found the one again. Beautiful woman, sometimes we simply fall out. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman, tied to your loving without. Beautiful woman, and all the things I didn't say, there's wrecking balls inside my brain. Standing tall with all my faith, empty voices in my head, they will always be around until I found the one again. And all the things I didn't say, there's wrecking balls inside my brain. Standing tall with all my faith, empty voices in my head, they will always be around until I found the one again. Just the way you are, beautiful, beautiful woman. You are beautiful woman. You are beautiful woman.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better. 'Cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there. I would give it all away to do it all again. Make our love a story that'll never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you
it. And we're going to use this for water. And then I give you some milk.
Yay! But keep the 7 there.
I will keep it there.
Is this the last time I can see you in a while? Is it the truth that you'll be living tonight? We should take a walk then a swim in the sea. That will mean everything, yeah, everything to me. Can we get out of this one? Waiting and missing. I never thought you would leave me here. We can get out of this one. A tunnel of feelings, and just like we got through everything else. But I see you, honey. This is in no way funny. We will find our way back together. But right now, there's stormy weather. I see tears begins to fall from your eyes. It is the truth that you believe in tonight. I will be there with you even when you are alone. And I'll be waiting here when you come home. Can we get out of this one? Waiting and missing. I never thought you would be here. We can get out of this one. A tunnel of feelings, just like we got through everything else. But I see you, honey. This is in no way funny. We will find our way back together. But right now, there's stormy weather. Can we get out of this one? Waiting and missing. I never thought you would leave me here. We can get out of this one. A tunnel of feelings, just like we got through everything else. But I see you, honey. This is in no way funny. We will find our way back together. But right now, there's stormy weather. But right now, there's stormy weather.
I made a omen. I said, tell me your story. He took out an old pen hold something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. And I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got. I met a young man searching for glory. I took out an old pen, wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road. I pray he reads what's on the note and takes to heart what I wrote. I said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answer, and you'll find what you've got. When you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got.
I wish you could see yourself